Γεια σου, μαλάκι εδώ. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Alec Baldwin. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of what's going on in the news right now about Alec Baldwin and the tragedy that happened on that set. You know, this is horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I just wanted to say that I do not appreciate the way Alec Baldwin is getting all this negative press, okay? Everyone's treating this guy like, it was completely his fault, like he's the one that has to deal with the aftermath. And I can't imagine what he's going through, honestly. I've always liked Alec Baldwin. The one thing I've always liked about him the most is that he always speaks his mind. He's always himself. He never, and this is something that, actors are, let's just be honest. I mean, the next generation is not very vocal, okay? We're living in a cancel culture, PC world. Alec Baldwin doesn't give a fuck, okay? He's always gonna give his opinion about everything, So my heart goes out to him, what's going on right now. I'm gonna talk about that more later, but the reason why I want to do this podcast is because I always wanted to do one about Alec Baldwin. So, but at the same time, I wanted to get it out there, just leave the guy alone. Okay? I mean, he's going through so much shit right now. And, it's not his fault, guys. It's not. I mean, this is every actor's worst nightmare. I mean, you want to go on set. You don't want to worry about if someone's going to die. And, you've heard stories about stunt men and stunt women dying on set. And, and that's extremely tragic, too. I mean, nobody should die to make a movie. Nobody. So for this to happen, it's a huge tragedy. It really does suck. And my heart goes out to him and his family. And, he's been dealing with the press lately. And, he's trying to, just give his peace of mind of what's going on, And I really do feel for him, because I've always liked Alec Baldwin and he's a strong dude, I've always said we need more guys like that to be more vocal in Hollywood, I mean, that old school mentality is just slowly going, just ever since, it's, it just the world is changing. That's all. I mean, there's not a lot of guys like Alec Baldwin left. So if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk about him today. And with the help of Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, I'm able to do that. So let's get started. Alexander Ray Baldwin III, born April 3rd, 1958, is an American actor, writer, comedian, film producer, and political activist. He is the eldest of 4 actor brothers in the Baldwin family. Baldwin first gained recognition appearing on the 6th and 7th seasons of CBS primetime soap opera Knots Landing. In his early career, he then played both leading and supporting roles in a variety of films such as Tim Burton's Beetlejuice, one of my faves by the way, Mike Nicholas's Working Girl, Jonathan Demme's Married to the Mob, and Oliver Stone's Talk Radio. He gained attention for his performances as Jack Ryan in The Hunt for Red October and in Glengarry Glen Ross. Since then, he has worked with directors such as Woody Allen in Alice, To Rome with Love, and Blue Jasmine, and Martin Scorsese's The Aviator and The Departed. His performance in the drama The Cooler garnered him a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He has done voice work for SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Madagascar Escape to Africa, Rise of the Guardians, and The Boss Baby. From 2006 to 2013, Baldwin received critical acclaim, starring alongside Tina Fey, fellow Greek, as Jack Donaghy on the NBC sitcom 30 Rock, winning 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 Golden Globe Awards, and 7 Screen Actor Guild Awards for his work on the series, making him the male performer with the most SAG Awards in history. On stage, he portrayed Stanley Kowalski in the 1992 Broadway production of A Streetcar Named Desire, and the title character in a 1998 off-Broadway production of Macbeth, the former earning him a Tony Award nomination. Baldwin co-starred in Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation and Mission Impossible: Fallout, the 5th and 6th installments of the Mission Impossible series. He is also a columnist for the Huffington Post. Since 2016, he has been the host of Match Game. Baldwin has received critical acclaim for his portrayal of Donald Trump on the long-running sketch series Saturday Night Live, both during the latter part of the 2016 presidential election campaign and following the inauguration, a role that won him his 3rd Primetime Emmy in 2017. He was nominated again in 2018 and 2021. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this guy has been doing it for quite some time. Span of what? 1, 2, 3, 4 decades, going into 5. It's amazing what he's done, I mean, all the movies, and then, he's quiet for a while. Then he did the whole Saturday Night Live thing. Of course, 30 Rock, it's like he's been pretty consistent. He's always been one of those actors where, I mean, he's pretty much A-list, don't get me wrong, but, he's had his ups and downs. But at the same time, like, he's always seemed to always stay relevant. And that's the best thing you can do as an actor. And just keep doing what you love, and there you go. And if you can get paid enough money for it, it's not a bad career to have. So, but I also found some other facts about Mr. Baldwin here. And if you guys don't mind, if you got a couple minutes, I'd like to share these too. So let's go. Alec Baldwin was born in Amityville. I always fuck that up every time. Isn't that from the movie? The whole, I don't know, like they made the good one back in the day, and then, I don't know, that not so good one with Ryan Reynolds. Anyways, yeah, like I mentioned before, born April 3rd, 1958. I forgot to say this, but yeah, he's an Aries. All right, so, us Aries, we have a distinct look, our forehead. I'm just going to get this out of the way. I would kill to have any of the Baldwin's hair. They have good genes when it comes to hair in that family, for sure. Yeah, and as a fellow Aryan, I know what it's like. We don't put up with bullshit. If we see something, we got to call it out. So Alec Baldwin has always been like that, so that's why I love him. Anyways, Alec Baldwin is the oldest of 4 brothers, Daniel, William, and Stephen, who are all actors. I love all these guys. I'm not going to lie. Let's start with Stephen. Stephen, that scene in Usual Suspects when he just, the famous scene when they're just all lined up there, I'm not going to mention the actor at the end there. But the point is, yeah, he was absolutely great in this movie. I didn't like him in Biodome, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, I thought his career would go a little bit more up. I don't know. I mean, I remember he had that little scene in Half-Baked, too. And, yeah, he's still a great actor. I mean, I don't know. It runs in the family, guys. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I always said he was a cool dude. You got William Baldwin. I've not seen him in a lot of movies. I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember in the mid-90s, he did that movie with Cindy Crawford, Fair Game. So I as an actor, okay, whatever. But as a guy, that's a huge score. I'm just saying. She's a lovely woman. But yeah, he's done a couple things here and there, and there you go. Now you got Daniel Baldwin here, who I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I always wonder, like, who would win in a fight between Daniel and Alec Baldwin. I assume, like those two guys would be the toughest out of the four. I don't know. Daniel seems a little bit more angry. I gotta give him the slight edge. I think. I don't know. And he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in that one great vampire movie with James Woods, who, again, I love James Woods. He's awesome. Very good movie. Forgot the name of it. I apologize. But I think it came out in the 90s. Check it out. But I also remember him in The Sopranos when, they were making Christopher's movie there. And the one episode starts off with him, in the chop shot, and he gets hit in the head with the axe and Bafangul. Just every Italian stereotype you could think of. Like even the little guy on the the mirror there. The point is, I always liked him. I always thought he was a good dude. So I mean, this family's awesome. I mean, like how? I mean, I guess they're like the white Wayans brothers. I guess I don't know, -1. But yeah, I don't know. I always thought all these guys were cool. Again, Biodome. Again, not Pauly Shore's best. Should I do a podcast on Pauly Shore one day, guys? What do you think? But I always loved him. Encino Man, Son-in-Law, and In the Army Now. So Biodome, no. Jury Duty, no. I just, but still, he's a cool dude. But the point is, all these guys are cool. I love them. Baldwin's paternal family line stretches back to Mayflower passenger John Howland. So that's how far the roots go back. That's pretty cool. Baldwin attended George Washington University to study political science before switching to NYU, where he studied acting. It's always crazy too. Like, you always hear about a lot of these actors, like they went to school. They're like a Matt Damon type. They got all these degrees and they're this close of, graduating with high honors, and it's like, okay, I'll just do acting. No worries. So there you go. Why not? Pays good. Baldwin studied under Lee Strasberg, who also trained the likes of James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, Paul Newman, and Jane Fonda. Now, if you don't know any of the actors I just named, shame on you. Yeah, but this guy taught a lot of people, worked on a lot of stuff. A lot of people forget he played Hyman Roth in Godfather Part 2, which is my favorite movie of all time. Yes, I think it's better than Godfather 1, but I'm going to get into that another day. And I said to myself, this is the business we chose. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, this guy is awesome. What's crazy is Mr. Baldwin's first year of acting was in 1982, which is the same year where Lee passed away. So, I don't know, it's almost like he was just literally passing the torch right before he died. So, that's pretty crazy. I'll tell you what's also crazy is they have a picture of Alec Baldwin here with a lovely set of coconuts here. No, he's wearing one of those, Hawaii coconut bras and the whole skirt there. And yeah, you know what? He's Alec Baldwin. He can do what he wants. But anyways, it says here he once worked as a busboy at Studio 54 in New York City, which I had no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what Studio 54 is, it is probably the most famous club bar of all time. I mean, only certain people could get in. Just Google pictures of Studio 54 and people outside of it. I mean, it literally looks like a concert. If you're a guy and you obviously go into acting because you love it, but there's a part of you that probably gets into it because it's a good way to get ladies. So. And again, if you're a busboy at Studio 54, again, you're probably making some connections somehow. You're learning the business, the whole rock and roll actor world. and I'm sure he had no trouble getting ladies even then. So, but they even have that on your resume. To even work there for, I don't know how long he worked there, even if it was a day. I mean, the guy's got to have tons of stories. So that is an awesome experience to have. And it says here, Baldwin has a long and storied stage career, including roles in A Streetcar Named Desire and South Pacific. Now, I mentioned Streetcar Named Desire before. Again, if you're an actor, you gotta love Brando. I mean, there's certain people out there that don't, and we don't count them as actors. But he started the whole, method actor, concept, and I don't know, to be in either one of these on Broadway. First of all, to be on Broadway, again, is a huge honor. So you gotta, if you fuck up on stage, people are gonna know. You gotta know your lines. It's not like TV. You fuck up, you can just do it again, whatever. So I mean, the guy knows his shit. Baldwin cut his television teeth in daytime soaps before his breakout role on Knots Landing. Television, are they saying they actually broke his teeth, or he's breaking into the business? I don't know what the fuck they mean by that. But the point is, Knots Landing was a huge show. Before my time, of course. I'll ask my dad about that one day. But yeah. What? And very cool honor. The car agrees. Very big honor to be on this show as well. So it was a big deal, guys. Trust me. Other notable TV appearances include his lead role on 30 Rock, which we mentioned before, and guest spots on Friends and Nip Tuck, as well as narrating 2 seasons of Thomas the Tank Engine. Are you serious? Fuck, I didn't know that. That's crazy. No shit. I did not know that. That's awesome. I don't know. My middle name is Thomas. For anybody who gives a shit. I don't know. I always make the joke saying that, I don't know how I got the name Thomas as my middle name. I think it was from one of my uncles or something. But I always joke with people. I always say if you look at Thomas the Tank Engine, the way he's smiling, with the big grin, the big face, just coming your way. That's what it looked like coming out of my mom's vagina. Moving on. Baldwin also hosted Saturday Night Live for a record 17 times, which, I mean, so every couple of years they give him a call, basically. I'm sure, I don't know, by the time someone listens to this podcast, which God only knows if it'll happen, I'm sure it'll be up to 25. He is one of the 2 actors with an open invitation to host, the other being Christopher Walken. Now, I don't gotta mention what Christopher Walken is known for best on Saturday Night Live. We all love the cowbell. We can never get enough of it. But yeah, Alec Baldwin is always awesome on Saturday Night Live. Oh, one of my favorites is with. Sorry, I'm just picturing it in my head now. I'm kind of surprised he did this at the time too, because it's just and. Yeah, it was, I mean, I don't know, fuck, you do this today, you're probably getting shit for it, but he was one of the camp counselors, and he had he liked the Adam Sandler character a lot, and it got to a point where, I forget, I mean, usually when you see, Alec Baldwin, you don't think of him like a Robin Williams, really hairy kind of type, but he just whipped out his shirt, ripped it off, whatever, and it's a lot of hair, man. I mean, he could be Greek too, who knows? But and then Adam Sandler is kind of forced to rub lotion on him, and he's slowly just cuddling up next to him, and Adam Sandler is doing the whole voice of the Water Boy, which I'm sure that's what the fuck. And where he got the idea for the movie The Water Boy. So, but then I don't know, I think they called it Canteen Boy, whatever. So, but it's really funny. If you got a chance, definitely check out that sketch. What did Sandler say? He said something like, Your problems might be, ending, but my problems are just starting. It's a good one, guys. Trust me. And by the way, when I say guys, okay, this isn't a fucking Survivor thing, okay? Like, I watched the thing of Survivor where they got to change guys into come on and everyone. When I say guys, I mean everyone, okay? This is the fucking PC world we live in. Fuck, everything's going to shit. Anyways, Baldwin is no stranger to politics, having campaigned over the years for both the Clintons and Obamas. There you go. And then he got to do that Malakias Trump there.
It's okay. It's gonna be good. And then later on, we had the most delicious piece of chocolate cake.
I'll talk about that more in a little while. Baldwin jumped back into the political arena, taking on the role of Donald Trump on SNL. Good segue. During the 2006 campaign, he continues the role now during the Trump presidency. Well, obviously, this was written a couple of years ago. But, yeah, he was great. I mean, they put the makeup on him. I don't know. He looked like an orange pancake there. The hair. I mean, he did a great job with it. So, it's Trump is not president, thank God. But it's a shame we will never see that again. Maybe we will in 2024. Oh, fuck. Baldwin has appeared in a wide variety of movies during his career, including Beetlejuice, The Shadow, which I'm going to get into because I always thought that was a cool movie for the time, and the fifth installment in the Mission Impossible series. Yeah, again, I mentioned that before, but he was really good in those. Like, the cool thing about Alec Baldwin is that he's one of these guys that could be funny and be in a serious role at the same time, you know? Like a guy like John Lithgow can always pull that off. I don't know, I always thought John could be a better bad guy than he was funny. Not that he wasn't funny, but I don't know. If you watch him in shit like Dexter and I don't know, Cliffhanger, and I don't know, what's a movie he did with Travolta, where he played the psycho there, Blowout or something? Yeah, there you go. On a side note, that's why Quentin Tarantino wanted John Travolta for Pulp Fiction, because he saw him in that movie, and that is a really good movie. You got a chance to check that out. But anyways, he's just a very diverse actor. So again, this is why he's been acting for over 40 years. Baldwin voice work has included a nationally syndicated radio show for the New York Philharmonic. I did not know that. The Philharmonic, that's a very big deal in New York. The whole orchestra thing there. That's pretty cool to do that. I mean, yeah. But again, I mean, I should have mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it now. I've been told I have a decent voice, but then you see me and you're like, okay, well, God had to give him something. But, Alec Baldwin, I mean, again, this guy, and I'm not afraid to say this, because, I feel confident in my sexuality. I mean, this guy's a good-looking son of a bitch, Again, I didn't know about the whole Studio 54 thing, but they don't accept the ugly people in there. You know what I mean? Like, remember Ryan Felipe in the movie 54 there? There you go. I mean, that part was made up, whatever, but still, you get the idea. But on top of that, the guy's got a good voice. He's got a very distinctive voice. So, he does a couple commercials there. What was it? I don't know. He went on the plane and they gave him shit for being on his phone. I never understood that. You go on a plane and then there's a mode called airplane mode. So if you put the shit on airplane mode, can you not use your phone? Or I don't know. You can use an actual phone that they have there connected to the seats. Do they actually still have those? I don't know. I've been on a plane since December 2008, so I don't know. I'm out of it. But anyways, and then they made a commercial about I think it was a credit card commercial or something. I forgot. And I don't know. They gave he made a joke about that. Like, oh yeah, check on my phone. No, they don't like that. So that's good. Again, you turn a negative into a positive. Beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, Baldwin has made major donations to numerous charities, including giving away the majority of his income from his time as a spokesperson for Capital One. Okay, there you go. That's it. That's it. So that's a beautiful thing. You get to go out there and, that's it. You give back. That's awesome. That's great. What more do you want in life? Beautiful women. Look at the. Here we go. Baldwin was married to actress Kim Basinger. Is it Basinger or Basinger? I don't know. From 1995 until 2002. And it's just funny, 2002, because she was in 8 Mile there. Played Eminem's mom. Yeah, because for a while, I don't know, I didn't see her. I don't know. One of the first things I ever saw her in was Batman, of course. I mean, that's... do I dare say that's the best Batman of all time? I can't. I'm going to get a lot of shit. But that and the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, okay, it's probably the better one. I'm just saying Batman was awesome. Anyways, and married a yoga instructor, Hilaria Thomas, in 2012. There you go. So again, this guy has no trouble getting women. Nothing. Remember that episode of The Simpsons where, I don't know, both Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. It looks like bass singer, boss singer. It's not boss singer, Basinger. My apologies. Both lovely women. Anyways, and then Mr. Howard, awesome director, was there, of course. So that was a funny episode. That was pretty good. If you ever have a chance, see that one. I'm glad Homer didn't do any serious damage there. Anyways, in addition to his 3 children from his current marriage. Now, again, this is an old guy. I found out that he's got 5. And then he had 2 with Kim Basinger. Baldwin is also the father of model and actress Eileen Baldwin. Yeah. I think she's the one that roasted him on the Comedy Central roast, right? Yeah. She looks pretty tall, man. I mean, she looks like, she can kick some ass too. That's cool, man. That's, carry on the tradition. That's cool. Everybody, I know, what? The point is, it's cool that all these people can, a nice little family, they're all in the entertainment business, that's cool. You pass that down. I think that's lovely. I really do. Baldwin has garnered numerous awards over his career, including 7 SAG Awards, 2 Emmys, and 2 Golden Globes. He has numerous other nominations, including for a Tony Award. I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again because fuck it. This guy's had an awesome career, man. Honestly, like, just phenomenal, Seems like a good dude, too, Baldwin hosted the Academy Awards in 2010 with Steve Martin. Again, I got to do a podcast about Steve Martin. Love this man. The show he did recently with Martin Short and I forgot her name. Selena Gomez. There you go. I remember I saw her in an interview one time on Letterman. She said something like she made Justin Bieber cry or something. I don't know. I thought that was funny. But, keep in mind, it's not hard to make a Canadian cry. I would know. But, a very good show. What's it called? Murderers in the Building or something. It just ended on, I think it's on Apple TV there. Very good show. It's cool to see Martin Short and Steve Martin together again. I love both those guys. But anyways, I remember watching this one because nobody watches the Oscars anymore. I mean, there's no point. I mean, the show is like, fucking 4 or 5 hours. You go on YouTube the next day, you're going to see it wrapped up in 4 or 5 minutes. So who cares? But back in the day, Steve Martin was always a part of it. Always funny. These 2 guys together, co-hosting, great. Awesome. Better than the other 2 people that co-hosted a couple years later. Anyways, Baldwin's highest grossing film is Pearl Harbor, in which he portrayed James Doolittle. Sounds about right. I mean, it was a big movie at the time. Yeah, I mean, again, Pearl Harbor, very tragic. We all know that, But I don't know. It's one of those movies that I guess it's like kind of a Titanic thing where we know the story, it's tragic, but we just want to see the action parts. We don't really care about the love story, and I don't know. I mean, it, it's hey. Baldwin learned to pilot a submarine during shooting for The Hunt for Red October, but due to falling out with Paramount, IMDb reports he was replaced in subsequent films with Harrison Ford taking over the role. I did not know that. I was not aware. Sorry, I'm just looking at the picture here with him and Ludacris. I think that's awesome. Love Ludacris. Red Light District, awesome album. And then of course he's with Connery here. Oh man, we all miss that guy already. He is the best Bond of all time. Okay, I don't give a shit what anybody says. All right, still haven't seen the new Bond, but I'm gonna get to it. I want to go in a theater where I don't want to worry about dying after during COVID or whatever. It just we'll see what happens. Baldwin's role in Glen Ross was created specifically for the movie version. I can see that. I'm going to talk more about that. But yeah, again, he's in that one scene. Well, the only scene he's in, and holy shit. Parade Magazine reports that Baldwin is a big fan of the Chicago Bears. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bulls, the Bulls, the Bulls. Nobody's perfect. Baldwin has had his share of run-ins with the media. No shit. In 2013, he made headlines for insulting a cameraman on his MSNBC show and allegedly assaulting a photographer in 1995. You know what? I'm just going to say this. Fuck these cameramen, okay? They get way too close. Any jerk off out there buys a camera. They think they can just do anything. All of a sudden, they're paparazzi. They want their $1 million shot there, and that's it. And a guy like Alec Baldwin, he's not going to stand for it. You get in his face, fuck off. That's it. So, good for him, man. Baldwin again made headlines in 2011 when he was playing Words with Friends while waiting for his airplane to take off. After refusing to turn off his phone for takeoff, he was removed from the plane. I mentioned this before. I didn't know the game, Words with Friends. I didn't know what it was then. I don't give a shit what it is now. The point is, if Alec Baldwin goes on your plane, okay, give him a shout out if you're the pilot. Thank him for all the great movies he's done, and let him play his game. That's it. Technically, if you're okay, I guess it depends if you download the app, and then if you're using the internet connection, then maybe that'll affect the interference antenna, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I mean, who cares? Dude, it's Alec Baldwin, okay? Just let him play his game. Fuck, man. Can't believe I gotta say it again. A Canadian actress was accused of stalking Baldwin in recent years. It had to be Canadian, eh? Okay. Genevieve Saborin, that's Canadian, was first arrested in 2012 and finally sentenced in 2014. All I can say is this, Mr. Baldwin, this is not a representation of our country. We love you. Everybody's affected by the Canadian winters, differently. So I'm sorry. I'm sure that's the first time, ladies and gentlemen, you've ever heard a Canadian apologize. But yeah, don't think of us as all crazy. Just, lovable people. And a shout out to Trailer Park Boys. I love those guys. I had to do it. Baldwin is a strong proponent of PETA. He has also appeared in promotional materials for Save the Manatee Club. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got their opinion about that, you know. I get it, you know. It is fucked up to kill an animal just to wear the fur, you know. How often do you see people wear fur, though, you know? They probably know now that, I don't know, someone's around the corner with red paint, you know, ready to get them, you know. I was thinking of that one scene in Ghostbusters 2. Remember when, I don't know, the woman dipped it in slime there or walked in slime, whatever, and then it turned into like actual minks running down the street? I thought that was funny. They were supposed to use that in part 1, apparently. Again, guys, I'm filled with useless facts. Baldwin has been linked to various runs for political office over the years, including rumors he would run for governor of New York and for mayor of New York City. Why not? Proud New Yorker. Who's that other guy they don't like? I don't know, the big motherfucker. I don't know. He looks like he's part of the cast of Sopranos there. I don't know. The guy from Jersey, whatever. I don't know. I'm in Canada. What can I tell you? But anyways, yeah, it's pretty much most of it. I mean, I like to see him run. Why not? You need like a powerful dude, you know. But you need a powerful guy with a brain. Okay, so Alec Baldwin, why not? Perfect. Again, you know, he fits the bill. He's got a good head of hair, good stern voice. That's it, man. You know, these are the things that get him the roles over the years. And again, let's go to IMDb and review everything that Alec Baldwin has done. Why IMDb? Because Rotten Tomatoes is fucking stupid. Okay. Now, the very first thing, as I mentioned before, the year 1982 that Alec Baldwin was in was a TV series called The Doctors. Now, I've never heard of this show. A little bit before my time. Oh, well, actually, no, I was actually born in 1982. But again, I don't, you know, I was all psyched to see 48 Hours, but that's just me. Yeah, got a decent little rating, 7.2 out of 10. I don't recognize any of these actors. Again, before my time, but again, you know, hey, it lasted, so it says here 1963 to 1982. So he was literally on the last year of this show. Okay, so hey, why not? You know, jump in while the iron's hot, or just about to turn off, I guess. So there you go. Yeah, his character's name was Billy Allison Aldrich, number 3. Why they put number 3 there, I don't know. Maybe he played a triplet, I don't know. But yeah, that was his first role. Then he was in a TV series called Cutter to Houston. Again, I've never heard of this one. Yeah, I don't recognize anybody again. He's one of the main people, apparently. 5.2 out of 10. Not the best rating, but you know, hey, again, guys, when you become an actor, you just want to get your feet wet. You know, or in this case, you know, become a doctor, go to Houston, you know, like do whatever you got to do. That's it. Wasn't Houston the one that cheated in the playoffs or something? I don't know, something with the baseball or whatever. I don't know. They're eyeing. I don't watch baseball. Who cares? The Sheriff and the Astronaut is a TV movie he did. Another TV movie, Sweet Revenge. How sweet it is. Hotel TV series. TV movie, Love on the Run. Always fun. Another TV series, a little show I mentioned before called Knots Landing, which apparently only aired. Oh no, it lasted long. No, it lasted 1979 to 1993. There you go. I never watched the show. I always heard a lot about it. It was the residents of Knots Landing, a coastal suburb of Los Angeles, deal with various issues such as identity, health scares, rape, murder, kidnapping, assassinations, drug smuggling, corporate intrigue, and criminal investigations. it sounds like my kind of show. What the fuck? This is fucking crazy. This is like, it sounds like Law and Order with just with pretty people. Wow, this is okay. All right. Anybody I recognize here? Joan Van Ark. She looks very familiar. I think I've seen her in. Oh, Nicole Sheridan. I know her. I know her. I know her. Lovely woman. Yeah, this okay. So there you go. 6.7 out of 10. Not bad, but there you go. Again, if you could jump on a hit TV show, it looked like he was on there for about a year, 1984 to 1985. Yeah, why not? Fuck it. A TV miniseries called Dress Gray. And then he was in his first official movie here, 1986. Looks like, what is it? Forever Lulu. I've never heard of this one, and 4.1 out of 10. I don't think anybody else has either. Debbie Harry. Oh, I know. Isn't she no. Isn't she Blondie? Yeah. The singer there. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, never seen this movie. Never heard of it. I have to tell you. The Alamo, 13 Days to Glory. It's a TV movie he did. She's having a baby. Okay, this movie I do remember because, obviously I'm a John Hughes fan. I mean, who isn't? This movie's all right. I mean, it's, I think, what is it? Kevin Bacon played the same role he did in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Remember the beginning, Steve Martin and the other guy are fighting for a cab? And then at one point, I think, like, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, or some John Hughes movies playing in the background and she's having a baby. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the point is, it's a decent little movie. I mean, I don't remember Alec Baldwin in the movie, though. But I absolutely remember him in this next movie that also came out in 1988, a little movie called Beetlejuice. He played a character named Adam. Now, let me tell you something. Beetlejuice is awesome. All right, it's one of those movies, you can watch it every time Halloween comes around, or you can just watch it whenever the fuck you want a good laugh. I mean, Michael Keaton, he killed it in this. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better guy. I heard something like, I don't know, like 80, 90% of the stuff he did was all improv. I'm not surprised. Michael Keaton's awesome. I did a podcast about him. Check out those archives. They're splendid. And of course you got the Alec Baldwin in there and Gina Davis. They both die, and they're trying to find a way back. And they're staying in the same house that they didn't die in the house. They I don't know. Listen, I don't want to give a lot away here, but this is a great movie, great little comedy, directed by Tim Burton. He's awesome. We all know that. And yeah, definitely check this one out. Absolutely. Very funny movie. Halloween just passed. Who gives a shit? Just watch it. Married to the Mob. I think I mentioned this before. Not the best rating. 6.2 out of 10. I never heard of this one until I mentioned it before, and well, now. Good little cast of people, though. Got Michelle Pfeiffer in there. Joan Cusack. Charles Napier, who, even as an old man, this guy always scares the shit out of me. Matthew Modine, love him. He's cool. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those, again, 6.2 out of 10. It's not a 6.5. It's not one of those like, oh, it could be good, could be bad. It could, more than likely, you never know. But if you want, check it out. Working Girl, 6.8 out of 10. Harrison Ford's in this one. Okay. Melanie Griffin. Okay. Sigourney Weaver. Okay. This movie sounds familiar. I think I watched this movie back in the day. I'm pretty sure, because my mom's a huge Harrison Ford fan. Yeah, and so am I. I did a podcast about him too. I mean, he's awesome. I love the fact that Harrison Ford, again, I'll be honest with you, I don't give a shit about Star Wars. I really don't. I like the one where I don't know. I've always had this theory of Star Wars is like about kind of racism in the sense where, it's like white people versus black people. I don't know. Like, again, it's a story for another time. I'm just putting that out there. If you really think about it, if you watch the movie carefully, you should pick up on that. It's like X-Men with racism, whatever. But the point is, I'm getting really off topic. But, yeah, I think I sort of remember this movie. It's a good little movie. Yeah, good little cast of people. You got Oliver Platt in there too, Joan Cusack. I'm sorry, yeah, listen, they're brother, sister. We all know that, but they're awesome. Olympia Dukakis. You know, nah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, this looks like a very 80s movie. You can tell by the hair. But yeah, check it out. 6.8 out of 10. Like I said before, say it again. Why not? Talk radio. Okay, now I heard about this movie through a friend. I watched it like, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago or something for the first time. This is a trippy movie, not gonna lie. It's directed by Oliver Stone, so if it's not a trippy movie, then yeah, there's a problem. But anyways, he did Scarface, guys, come on. Anyways, yeah, a rude, contemptuous talk show host becomes overwhelmed by a hatred that surrounds his program just before it goes national. Now, keep in mind, guys, this was made in 1988. I'm sure, the way Eric Bogosian, who I always thought was a great actor. I mean, I'll forgive him for Under Siege 2. I get it, paycheck's a paycheck, whatever. But it was great to see him years later in Uncut Gems. If you've never seen that movie with him and Adam Sandler, well, don't stop the podcast now. Just let it go. But then afterwards, see the movie. It is awesome movie. One of the best movies of that year for sure. So yeah, during this time, I mean, obviously Howard Stern was really popular. Not that he's not, not popular after, even now, whatever. I'm just saying, like this is when he was really exploding during the 80s. And you could tell a lot of that character is from that. Again, this is one of these movies I haven't seen in a while. I totally forgot Alec Baldwin was in this movie, but absolutely see this movie. It is a great movie. I mean, the whole point is like someone calls him and is taunting him, and I don't want to give a lot away because it's definitely worth checking out. So yeah, great performances, absolutely a must see. Great Balls of Fire. I do remember this movie. When this movie came out, a lot of people gave this movie shit. I don't know why. And I'm not just saying that because I always like Dennis Quaid, and I'm not saying that because we were born on, we have the same birthday, April 9th, 1982. I've always liked Dennis Quaid. He's a cool dude. Winona Ryder's in it. Stephen Tobolowsky's in it. John Doe. Again, this is one of these movies I totally forgot Alec Baldwin was in. It's funny, guys, when you do this podcast, I'm kind of, I don't know if you guys can tell by now, I'm just winging it. It's like I have a script here. But yeah, I like this movie. Obviously, Mr. Quaid here plays the rock and roll star Jerry Lee Lewis. A very controversial character. A lot of people, does he love his family? Maybe a little too much. But the point is, I thought this was a pretty good movie, But like I said, they only gave it a 6.2 out of 10. But yeah, I still liked it. I thought it was a good movie. So there you go. The Hunt for Red October. This is a good movie, man. This is a great movie. I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I mean, anything Connery, I'm pretty much down. Except for those Highlander movies. I still haven't seen any of them, and I don't know, something to do with the second one having a shitty second title. I don't know. The point is, this is a really good movie. November 1984, the Soviet Union's best submarine captain in a new undetectable sub violates orders and heads for the U.S., the American CIA, and military must quickly determine, is he trying to defect or to start a war? Whoa. Yeah, I mean, you got Sean Connery in there. I'm there. Great cast of people. You got Alec Baldwin, obviously. Scott Glenn. For those of you who don't know who Scott Glenn is, he was the dude in the Backdraft. A lot of people do know him for the guy that Denzel Washington shot in Training Day. Remember, he went to his house, his $100 glass of shit there. On a side note, when they first made Sons of Anarchy, they taped the pilot episode with him and not Ron Perlman. A lot of people don't know that. So for some reason, they changed their minds about him. I don't know what happened there. I like both those dudes, so I don't know. Yeah, again, full of useless information. Anyways, who else you got here? James Earl Jones, Sam Neill. Great movie. Tim Curry's in this movie. Yeah, I forgot he was in this movie too. I love Tim Curry. Yeah, again, I don't want to give a lot away about this movie. One, because you should see it for yourself. And two, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so I forgot a lot about it. But I do remember it being a really good movie. Yeah, so definitely check this one out. I mean, it's, if not for Alec Baldwin, if, Sean Connery. I mean, Jesus. Come on. Rest in peace. Also did a podcast about him, so yeah. Then he did a movie called Miami Blues, which I don't think I've ever heard of. First of all, I've been to Miami, so it's very hard to have the blues there. Yeah, I don't know. You look at the movie poster; it almost looks like a drawing of Alec Baldwin. You know what I mean? Like it's he's holding up a badge. He's got the gun there. He's ready to go. 6.4 out of 10. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I've never heard of this movie. An ex-con's first act of freedom is moving to Miami, where he restarts his old criminal ways with even more potency. I don't know. Sounds like a classic 80s hijinks to me. I would love to know how many cop-related movies came out in the 80s. I mean, specifically the 80s. Like it's got to be a shitload. But anyways, then he did a movie called Alice in Wonderland. Nope. It's a Woody Allen movie. Okay. Yeah. I know. But hey, I heard something like he's done, 60, 70 movies or something? Holy shit. Yeah, so I know over the years he's had a very good relationship with Woody Allen. A lot of actors have, it's the back and forth. He did this, and then, then a lot of actors, they support him. So I don't know. It was before my time, guys, so I don't know what to tell you, I had to live through the old R. Kelly shit. I don't know how many things I got to go through here. The Marrying Man. I've never heard of this one either. Okay. It's with his soon-to-be wife, Kim Basinger. Guys, give me 1 second here. I want to see if I can actually find out what's the right way to say it.
Kim Basinger?
Do we have the correct pronunciation of your name?
I don't know. You tell me. Fuck. Okay, so according to YouTube here, this is how you say it. I forgot again. How do you say it again?
Kim Basinger? Kim Basinger?
Kim Basinger. So Basinger. Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that straight. Yeah, so it looks like this is the first movie they did together. Robert Loggia, classic actor. Love this guy. We all know him as probably Frank from Scarface or Sopranos. Rest in peace to him. He passed away a couple years ago. Armand Asante, he's always awesome. Paul Reiser. I wasn't a big fan of, Mad About You. I don't know. He did a good movie with Columbo there, I heard. I don't know. I never watched it, but I heard good things. Steve Heitzner, who, I didn't even know this guy's real name. He played, was it Banya and fucking Seinfeld there? Yeah. Yeah, he just followed Jerry after, and then he thought he earned the laughs. Anyways, point is, I did not see this movie. Didn't get the best rating, but I'm sure once they did this movie together, I think this is where the official love started. So there you go. So worst case scenario, you make a bad movie, and then you end up marrying the woman of your dreams. Ask Ryan Reynolds. Prelude to a Kiss. A kiss is just a kiss. Just singing until this loads, because my computer is shit. Oh, here we go. Okay, you got Meg Ryan, Kathy Bates. They're either very romantic or very sleepy in the movie poster here, but again, not the best rating, 5.6 out of 10. But Kathy Bates, she's always awesome. But also, in 1992, came what might be the most iconic role that Alec Baldwin has ever done. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about a movie called Glengarry Glen Ross. And he played the classic character only in one scene, because that's all he needed. Blake. Excuse me for a second, guys. I'm just a little thirsty here. I'm gonna grab some coffee. That is some delicious Tim Hortons coffee on such a beautiful rainy night.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Look, you think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Your name's Levine. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch? I don't gotta listen to this shit.
Well, that's pretty much what people say about my podcast. The point is, this scene is awesome. I mean, the whole movie's great. It's on a lot of top 100 lists. I mean, look at the cast alone. You got Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon, Alec Baldwin, obviously, Alan Arkin, Ed Harris, Kevin Spacey. Okay, well, Jonathan Pryce, Bruce Altman, Jude C. Colina. Yeah, I mean, this is an awesome cast. All male cast, by the way. Obviously taken from the play, Glengarry Glen Ross. An examination of the machinations behind the scenes at a real estate office. Shh. I know, I hear you. It sounds like it's going to be boring, but guys and ladies, you will love this movie. There's no ladies in this movie. Like I said, I'm being serious about that. It's just an all-male cast, okay? Would that fly today? Would someone complain and say, oh, you're going to put a woman in there? Fuck me. Christ. Anyways, the point is, this is an awesome movie. I mean, yeah, again, don't want to give a lot away. Good performances, but that scene specifically, Alec Baldwin is in, the only scene he's in, and he absolutely kills it. Actually, watching this scene, do you guys hear me? They might have to do some editing today, but you get the gist, I forgot. What's your name again?
Fuck you! That's my name! You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
I mean, Hyundais are okay, but yeah, There are no BMWs. I'm sorry, I forgot. What's the name of that Jackson 5 song again?
A, B, C. A, always B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Okay, hold on. Let me write this down. A, B, C, always be closing. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. All right, this is all good stuff. But again, we need like a pair of something. What is it again?
You know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
You know, the funny thing is, I haven't watched this movie in years, but obviously I remember it being a great movie. But I don't know, like it's weird watching it now because you have like first of all, why would he travel with brass balls? I mean, that's disturbing and awesome at the same time. But what's even more disturbing is, you know, and shut up, we're all thinking it. We got Kevin Spacey in the background there, and you know, yeah, we know what happened, and you know, so he, you know, so now he's like, you know, look, just some jokes write themselves. The point is, this was classic. I mean, this is just awesome. You know, you could have picked a better guy to do this role. I mean, like even the way he looks, you know, the nice suit, the slick hair, looks like Gordon Gekko's brother. I mean, why did he even bother to come here? That's such a nice gold watch.
And to answer your question, pal, why am I here? I came here because Mitch and Murray asked me to. They asked me for a favor. I said, the real favor, follow my advice and fire your fucking ass because a loser is a loser.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I honestly feel that Alec Baldwin would say this shit anyway to these guys. I mean, he's in there just to motivate these dudes in and out, and that's it. He doesn't give a shit if they actually do it. I mean, either way, the check cleared. So, as you can see by the watch. Yeah, I mean, fuck, man, he was so good in this. Also says here on IMDb, Alec Baldwin based the tone and delivery of his famous monologue on George C. Scott's "Wars Are Won" speech from Patton, which was released in 1970. So remember that being a good movie as well. So I'm not surprised. A lot of actors do that. They go back and see, you know, famous speeches from back in the day, and yeah, there you go. It also says here that Alec Baldwin was initially hired to play Blake, a role which wasn't in the original play, which I didn't even know that. But with the agreement that if Al Pacino was unable to play Roma, Baldwin would play him. Early in pre-production, it looked as if Pacino was going to be unavailable. So Baldwin began working on Roma, only for Pacino to join the project, and Baldwin went back to Blake. There you go, guys. It was meant to be. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see people cast in movies just for one scene, and it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. So this is definitely one of his most memorable movies he did. And what a tease, man, to do it right in the beginning and then boom, you never see him again, you know? But then the rest of the actors take over, do a great job. So definitely one of the, probably one of the best movies of all time, for sure. Really strong cast, people. Jack Lemmon, I always loved. I always thought he was such a great, diverse actor. I mean, you know, it took me a while to catch up on his shit because I was born in '82, but Some Like It Hot, you know, I got to know him, you know, through the whole Grumpy Old Men stuff. But yeah, he's an amazing actor. Alan Arkin, Ed Harris, Al Pacino. And again, the point is, it's a really good movie. Whenever you got the chance, check it out. Then he was in a little known show called The Larry Sanders Show, which I think is one of the funniest shows of all time. He played himself, as did most people when they appeared in that show. He was in a movie called Malice. I don't remember this one. Nicole Kidman, Bill Pullman, 6.4. See, it's one of those movies where you can, you might like it, you may not like it. I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't know. They got their serious faces on and the movie poster there, so who knows. The Getaway. This movie I remember. This is actually one of the first movies I actually remember seeing Alec Baldwin in. Again, born in 82, so did a lot of catching up afterwards, but didn't get the best rating. It's one of those movies, was an ex-con, and his devoted wife must flee from danger when a heist doesn't go as planned. Well, hey man, classic 90s shit. What are you going to do? But yeah, James Woods is in it. Again, love that guy. Michael Madsen. I like this movie. I don't know. It's nothing spectacular, but it's a good little movie. One of those, you got nothing else to do. You put it in, there you go. You're good. That's what she said. No, that was the last podcast. The Shadow. Okay, so again, one of the first movies I saw him in. No one knows what lurks in the hearts of men. The Shadow knows. Ooh, spooky. Now, this is from an old radio show that they used to do way back in the day. Keep in mind, that's all they had back then, guys. I mean, like, imagine listening to a boxing match on the radio. That's what people did. I know, I hear you. It's trippy, but this was a huge show. It had a lot of different, episodes, as they call it. And yeah, it was a really cool show. It says here in the 1930s, New York City, the Shadow battles his nemesis, Shai Wan Khan, who is building an atomic bomb. Damn, that's when you fucked up as parents when your kid builds an atom bomb. But it's not like Family Matters. But anyways, yeah, I like this movie. It's a really cool movie. Didn't get the best rating. Only 6.1 out of 10. But again, it was one of those 90s movies. During the 80s, 90s, especially 90s, they were reviving a lot of old shit, like old TV shows, radio stuff, like a whole bunch of that. So this was part of that. I thought he did a good job. I liked it. I remember seeing it at the drive-in. That was pretty good. Then I remember afterwards, like my buddy's father, he actually found these at a flea market on tape, like the original stuff. So, it was a big deal back then, guys. So it was a really cool character. If you got the chance, check it out. I mean, obviously it doesn't compare to like Avengers today, but, back then it was a slow climb for a lot of superhero movies. So, and this was one of them. Streetcar Named Desire is a TV movie he did. We all know the original, Marlon Brando. I don't have to say more. You know that. He was able to play Stanley Kowalski, which is not an easy role to do. I mean, anybody that's ever played that role in history, it's, tough, man. I mean, I'm going to do a whole podcast one day about Brando for sure. But, yeah, long story short, it's definitely an honor to play that role. And then he was in a movie called Two Bits. He was only the narrator. Al Pacino. I sort of remember this movie a little bit, not that much. Yeah. Again, we can do. Look, when you got a kick-ass voice, you will get a lot of voiceover work. So yeah, there you go. The Juror. Okay, I remember this movie. This was a huge deal at the time. Demi Moore was doing a lot of hit movies. Alec Baldwin, same thing. Team him up. A juror in a mafia trial is forced to convince the other jurors to vote not guilty by an obsessive mob enforcer. There you go. Yeah, I forgot all the people. I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it. James Gandolfini, rest in peace. I remember this movie being a pretty good movie. I liked it. Didn't get the best rating here, but it's got some good parts in it. I enjoyed it. That's it, man. Heaven's Prisoners, which I don't remember this one. Don't remember this one. Kelly Lynch. I remember her. Lovely woman. Eric Roberts. One day I'm going to do a podcast about that guy because I don't give a shit what anybody says. Eric Roberts is fucking awesome. Okay, keep in mind he got his sister Julia Roberts her SAG card. Okay, so always keep that in mind. Okay, I'm just saying that's the type of guy he is. Terry Hatcher, lovely woman. Von D. Curtis Hall, always like that dude. Yeah, I've never seen this movie, so I don't know. Again, you look at the cover. It's one of those covers. Alec Baldwin again is holding a gun, so you know shit's gonna go down. Ghost of Mississippi. I vaguely remember this movie, a little bit. I remember, Whoopi Goldberg, James Woods. Again, I don't know. James Woods and Alec Baldwin always team up. That's always a good combo. I don't remember a lot about this movie. Sorry. The 90s were a little hazy, but got a decent little rating, so yeah, why not? The Edge, oh fuck, yeah, okay, this movie I definitely remember. Okay, so basically it's about three dudes, they're in the woods and they get stuck there and they're just trying to get out, man. So you got Alec Baldwin, Anthony Hopkins, Harold Perrineau. I hope I said that right. He was the dude in the wheelchair in Oz. Remember him? This is actually. What's funny? They have they put Bart the bear as the bear. Yeah, no shit. That's pretty funny. Ellie McPherson. Macpherson, I said, yeah. Catherine Will Hoyt. I remember. Yeah, she was one of the servers in Roadhouse. There you go. LQ Jones, kick ass. Bart the Bear, that's funny. Anyways, this is a really trippy movie. Again, I can't say a lot about it because I'd be giving a lot of shit away, but it's the classic. People are faced with the elements of the woods or whatever, and they're just trying to survive. And surprise, surprise, shit doesn't go their way. So I would definitely check out that movie. Mercury Rising. I did a Bruce Willis podcast. This one, I don't know. It's okay. Again, I forgot Alec Baldwin was even in this one. So, yeah. He's done a lot of shit, guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed. The Confession. Alec Baldwin and Sir Ben Kingsley. Sorry. My apologies. By the way, if you've never seen Sexy Beast with Ben Kingsley, holy shit, that is by far one of his best performances, if not his best. And yes, I am aware of Gandhi. I'm just saying he kicked ass in that movie. This one, 6 out of 10. I don't know. I never heard of it. I got to be honest. Thick as Thieves. I don't remember this one. Rebecca De Mornay, I will always remember. Another lovely woman. I don't remember this movie. Yeah, again, 6 out of 10. I don't know. Notting Hill. He was in that movie. I'm very proud to say I've never seen that movie. Scout's Honor. That was a short he did. Thomas and Friends, Races, Rescues, and Runaways. Narration, boom, easy money. Outside Providence. Sort of sounds familiar. No, judging by the movie poster, no, I got nothing. Amy Smart, she's cool. Always liked Road Trip. That's a funny movie. I don't know. Sometimes guys, you look at a movie poster and then you see Miramax and then you're like, I don't know. And you got Alec Baldwin kind of giving, the thumb, like, I get the fuck out of here, and I don't know. Story Time with Thomas, TV series. narration, more narration, more narration, money, money, money. Toast, fuck off. Thomas, I'm hungry. Thomas and the Magic Railroad. There you go. So, okay, so we talked about the whole Thomas thing before. Did not get the best rating. It doesn't matter. It's for kids, guys. Come on. It's you know, let's go a little easy on the children stuff, will you? I mean, come on. Again, I'm assuming he's doing narration. Good money. State and Maine. I don't know. I never heard of this movie. State and Maine. Okay, you got Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace. William H. Macy. 6.8 out of 10. That's not bad. A movie crew invades a small town whose residents are all too ready to give up their values for showbiz glitz. I got a feeling I've seen this movie, but I forgot about it. I don't know. I think it was good. Yeah. Then he showed up in the TV show Clerks, which I don't even know that. Really? Yeah, he did some voiceover work. Oh, that's cool. Okay. He played Leonardo. All right. Yeah, this show didn't last long. I'm a big fan of the movie, and thank God they're finally going to make another one. Some Clerks documentaries coming out soon, I think, too. So, I don't know. Will Alec Baldwin be a part of it again? Who knows? We shall see. I mentioned before, Pearl Harbor. Again, it doesn't have the best rating, 6.2 out of 10. You know why. I mean, it's got the whole lovey-dovey story there, whatever. I mean, it's just worth seeing, the action scenes, whatever. I think most of them are in the beginning, obviously. So, yeah. Cats and Dogs. Butch played the voice of Butch, obviously. Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. Right. Okay. So, I'm not a big RPG guy when it comes to video games, but I did play a little bit of Final Fantasy on one of the PlayStations. You know, it's like playing an interactive game, I guess. I don't know, whatever. At the time, I remember they were saying like, "Oh, is this movie gonna, start a trend where you don't need actors anymore, and it's gonna be all animation and." Yeah, it's no need to worry there. I remember watching this movie, I'll be honest with you. It looked cool, not much of a story. 6.4 out of 10. Some cool voices you got in the movie. You got Steve Buscemi, Ming Na Wen. I said that right. Ming Na Wen. There you go. Yeah, she played Chung Li. Yeah, I remember that. The Street Fighter movie where... I was going to say the good one, but I don't know. Is there a good Street Fighter? It was better than the one that they came out years later with, I don't know, Lana there on Smallville. Holy shit. Vin Rames, Donald Sutherland, Perry Gilpin, James Woods. Again, listen, I'm starting to see a pattern here. So basically, whenever Alec Baldwin makes a movie, there's a good chance, like 1 out of 3, 4, you're going to see James Woods in there. So that's pretty awesome. Keith David, awesome. Oh, I always like that guy too. I remember the guy in Dead Presidents, like Nas said, money to burn. Anyways, people were all worried and shit. This is gonna start a trend, like I said before. It not really. I mean, it could have. I mean. Maybe it's a cult classic to people that are really into Final Fantasy. I don't know. I know some people that are really heavy into that game. Me, I'm a Mario, Zelda, Nintendo kid all the way, so whatever. But, it was a nice little try. The Royal Tenenbaums. I did not remember him in this, but yes, he was the narrator. That's true. That is... I don't know. I gotta wonder. He's got to make... could he get let's say $1 million to do a voiceover for a major movie like that? Because a lot of good people in that. I wonder. I don't know, because I always heard Morgan Freeman got $1 million for doing the Penguin March movie there, whatever. I don't know. He's got to be up there too. So I don't know. That's sweet, man. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, Aki's Dream. Okay, so that's playing off the movie there, doing more voiceover work. He was in a couple episodes of Friends. You know, that's cool. Meet Your Meat. What? No, short video he did. Narrator. Okay, there we go. Good. Path to War, TV movie. Adventures of Pluto Nash. Oh, fuck. It says here he played a character MZM. He's uncredited. I mean, that might have been his choice. Who knows? The Cooler. Very good movie. A lot of people don't know about this movie. Very underrated movie. William H. Macy I always loved. Sad to see Shameless finish, but yeah, you know, I mean, how many seasons did they do? Like 11, 12? I mean, that's a lot for a Showtime show. So yeah, but he's great in this. It says here, in an old school Las Vegas casino, its top gambling jinx breaks his curse when he falls in love, much to his boss's consideration. Well, things happen, man. I mean, it's Vegas, you know, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So the whole concept of a cooler is basically if you see someone who's on a hot streak in a casino, you know, they keep winning and winning and winning, then it's his job to kind of just say, you know, oh, sir, I think you've played enough. And, you know, he's kind of implying that, you know, he's basically saying, you know, look, man, like, we get it, you know, but, you know, we need you to fuck off. You know, he's politely saying that, and he'll, you know, maybe do a couple things to throw the person off, whatever, because, you know, I mean, in the end, casinos are making all the money. We all know that. De Niro taught us that in Casino. But, yeah, he's great in this. Like I said before, Alec Baldwin plays his boss. You got Maria Bello, Sean Hardesty, Paul Sorvino, Ron Livingston. Yeah, good little cast. You know, good little movie. Nothing spectacular, nothing, but it's a very simple movie. You know, it almost feels like the whole movie is just based, you know, in the casino. Just, you know, it's almost like a little play. So 6.9 out of 10. Some jokes, again, write themselves. But yeah, pretty decent rating. I recommend that you definitely check this one out. Second Nature, TV movie. Yeah, we're up to 2003. I forgot to mention that. Walking with Cavemen, TV miniseries documentary. He's the narrator. That's what I thought. Thomas and Friends, Thomas Snowy Surprise. There you go. Hey, listen. You know, you do voiceover work or a narration for cavemen, for trains that love to smile. Just, you know, as long as the check clears, man, it's perfect. The Cat in the Hat. He played Quinn. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Mike Myers, and I hope they do make another Austin Powers movie. I think we're due for a really good comedy. You know, I'm sure you're gonna have to adjust to that with the whole PC culture, which, you know, again, I've always said the PC culture, cancel culture, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is just absolutely ruined comedies. But anyways, I never saw this movie. I did not hear good things about it. They gave a lot of shit to this movie. Yeah, 4 out of 10. Oof, jeez. Yeah, so again, I did not know Alec Baldwin was even in it. Dreams and Giants TV movie. Thomas and Friends, Best of Gordon. Okay, I'm seeing a theme here. Thomas and Friends TV series, why not? Ran from 1998 to 2003, so a good paycheck for 5 years. Awesome. Shortcut to Happiness. Is there one, though? I mean, really? I mean, besides, you know, good weed, I guess? No, I never... Anthony Hopkins, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah, I don't know. Never saw it. Along Came Polly. I gotta be honest with you, I've never seen this movie either. Never saw this movie. I just did a podcast about Jennifer Aniston. I know it made some good money. It was one of those, you know, I guess it's kind of a rom-com, whatever. Yeah, so it looks like he plays his boss here. I don't know. Picture like a slick-haired Phil Donahue. And then mixed with a little Larry King suspenders. Looks like he played his boss there. Johnny Bravo. This is a funny cartoon. I didn't even know he did one of the voices in there for one episode. That's cool. Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah, they all are. The Last Shot. The Last Shot. I don't know. It's weird seeing Matthew Broderick with a beard. Movie director, screenwriter finds a man to finance his latest project, but soon discovers that the producer is actually an undercover FBI agent working on a mob sting operation. How many movies you got to make about these mob guys? I mean, come on. You know, like, don't get me wrong. I love it, but come on. You know, that's I don't know. You guys are pushing your luck. That's all I'm saying. He was in an episode of Nit Tuck, TV series, SpongeBob SquarePants movie. He did a voice in that one. I don't mind SpongeBob. He's all right. I don't know. Did you guys ever hear the story, or you guys and women? Fuck, Jesus. One day, guys. I don't know. Apparently, the dude who does the voice of SpongeBob, he was in a line one day, and he heard like a little person like arguing, and you know, like that's how he got the voice. Like, but the guy was like swearing his ass off or something. This fucking shit. I don't care about this fucking. And that's how he got the voice for it. So, and then they got the Dauber from Coach playing the jellyfish. Yeah, he has a very distinct voice too. Las Vegas, a couple episodes in that. The Aviator, very good movie. Obviously, you got Leo, you got Martin Scorsese, Kate Blanchett, Kate Beckinsale. What more do you want, guys? I mean, come on. Let's. I'll do a podcast one day about Leo, but yeah, great movie. A little long, but you know, good movie. Again, it's one of those movies I haven't seen in a while. I forgot he was in, but he's in there. Elizabethtown. I don't know this movie. What we got here? Cameron Crowe. Okay. Always liked him. Yeah, he seems like a good dude. Yeah, but I never saw this one. Sorry, man. Yeah, so a couple episodes of Simpsons, like I said before, and then he was one in another one years later. Played Dr. Caleb Thorne. Yeah, I don't know anything past whatever season 11, 12. I don't know. I don't really remember. Even before. I mean, the golden years were 2 to 5, and Conan was part of that writing thing. I'll do a podcast about The Simpsons one day. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Fun with Dick and Jane. This is a remake of the original. I love Jim Carrey. Did a Jim Carrey podcast. Not a fan of this movie. I didn't like it. Sorry. Minnie's First Time. Don't know this one. 5.8 out of 10. All right. Thomas and Friends Halloween Adventures. Listen, Halloween, Christmas, train adventures, whatever you got to do. Then 2006 happened. And then an awesome movie came out called The Departed. And obviously it's a remake of an old movie that came out overseas. And I mean, this movie's awesome. You got Leo. You got Matt. You got Jack. I mean, what, you know, I don't got to say the last names. You know who I'm talking about. You know, and everybody did their part in this movie. It's awesome. Finally, Martin Scorsese wins Best Picture. Holy shit, it's about fucking time. Even when he accepted the award, you know, he said, can you guys check the envelope again? I just want to make sure. And you can't blame him. You know, Goodfellas. I mean, come on, man. So yeah, everybody did their part in this one. Awesome movie, great movie. One of Martin Scorsese's best for sure. Running with Scissors. It's not a good idea, but yeah, I never heard of this movie. The Good Shepherd. Now this movie got a lot of mixed reviews when it first came out. I thought it was a decent little movie. I liked it. Nothing again spectacular, but hell of a cast. Matt Damon, Angelina Jolie, Robert De Niro, who directed it, by the way. Obviously, Alec Baldwin, Tammy Blanchard, Billy Crudup. Is that how you say it? Yeah. William Hurt. Yeah, man, this is a pretty good cast of people. So, yeah, I would definitely check this one out for sure. It says here the tumultuous early history of the Central Intelligence Agency is viewed through the prism of one man's life. Now, I know, it sounds boring. It's a pretty long movie. It's not, though. It's a good little movie. But again, people were like, I think Joe Pesci came back. Yeah, he did. That's what I thought. Yeah, he got him out of retirement for a little bit. If anybody can do it, Robert De Niro can. So yeah, good little movie. Check it out. Vanity Fair, Killers Kill, Dead Men Die. It's a video short he did. Suburban Girl. I don't know. Yeah, it's got the Buffy in it. Brooklyn Rules. I'm told it does. It does. According to Biggie, absolutely. I did not see this one. World in Conflict, a video game. Again, voiceover work, beautiful. Wind, there's a short he did. Again, narration, beautiful. Thomas and Friends, Mud, Glorious Mud. Glorious paychecks through narration. Beautiful. Then he was in a movie called Lime Life, spelled with a Y. Never heard of this movie. Family unit begins to bow under the pressure of a failing marriage. Oh, same song. But yeah, looks like a little decent cast here. Rory Culkin. Jill Hennessy, Emma Roberts, Timothy Halton. Never saw this one. Oh, Kiri Culkin. There you go. Okay, so you got everybody but Macaulay. Okay. Yeah, 6.9. Sorry. Out of 10. Seems like a decent little movie. All right, why not? Check it out. My Best Friend's Girl. Yeah, we've all been there. Dane Cook. Fuck. Yeah, I don't. I've never seen this movie. I don't know. I just never found Dane Cook funny. I got nothing against him personally. I don't know. He did one funny thing. Some bit about him working at a Burger King drive-thru, which I've worked at drive-thrus before. They're a fucking pain in the ass dealing with people. But yeah. So if you ever go to McDonald's and the person's rude to you, just cut some slack. Madagascar, Escape to Africa. Voiceover work, good. World in Conflict, Soviet Assault. Video game, narrator, good. My Sister's Keeper. Never seen this one. Don't know much about that one. It's complicated. Okay. This is a really good comedy. Him and Meryl Streep really do such a great job with this. Really good cast of people too. I've only seen this movie once, but yeah, really funny. I wouldn't say it's a rom-com because that would imply that it sucks, but it's better than that. You know what I mean? It's a woman trying to figure out who she likes better. And like I said, it's a good little movie. So when you got a chance, check it out. Get some popcorn with your girl. Relax. I believe Steve Martin is in this movie. I'm almost certain. And I think Jim from The Office is in this movie as well. So, yeah. Late Show with David Letterman. U.S. narrator. See, again, you get to work with Letterman. You get to make money off doing voice work. What more do you want in life? That's it. Perfect. Thomas and Friends, The Greatest Stories. These checks just keep rolling in. Hick. Never heard of this movie. Yeah, no, never heard of it. To Rome with Love. Never saw it. Thomas and Friends, Engine Friends. We get the idea, guys. Rock of Ages. Wasn't there a thing in this one where, like, he kissed Tom Cruise or something, or something like that, right? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't watch this movie. Rise of the Guardians. There you go. More voiceover work. Perfect. And as I mentioned before, he was in 30 Rock. The series lasted from 2006 to 2013. He was fucking hilarious in this. Well, I wouldn't say he's being himself, but just more of a, goofy exaggeration of what Alec Baldwin is. Really funny. There's one scene, you can see it on YouTube, where he's arguing with Conan O'Brien about some stuff. I don't want to give it away. It's really funny. Check it out. Euro Trapped. No. I think I'm going to say, is that a sequel to Euro Trip? No, I don't know. Blue Jasmine. Really good movie. Very, very good movie. I think Kate Blanchett is, I think I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Kate Blanchett. Right? There you go. Forgive me. Really good actress. One of my favorite actresses of all time. I think she's really good in this. Yeah. I mean, her performance alone is worth seeing. Again, I'm sorry to say this again, but I forgot Alec Baldwin was in this. I've only seen this movie once, but really good movie. When I got the chance, check it out. Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, because you're not an actor unless you're in Law and Order. Teacher's Lounge, TV series he did. Still Alice. Torrent 5. Torrent 5? Is that how you say it? No. Aloha. Nope. Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. I enjoy all these movies. I love them. I think they're good. So he's always good in these. He was in a couple, like I mentioned before. And Drone. I did not see that one. Concussion. Again, I forgot he was in this, but yeah, he played the doctor. That's right. Okay, that's right. Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, I would say this and 6 Degrees of Separation, by far his best roles. Yeah, it's pretty scary what happens in football to a lot of these guys after they retire. But yeah, good movie. Obviously, definitely wakes you up to what's going on in the football world. Rachel Dratch's Late Night Snack TV series showed up in that. Back in the Day, I didn't see that one. Showed up in a couple episodes of the Jim Gaffigan Show. He's a funny dude. I always liked him. Paris Can Wait. Blind. Rules Don't Apply. The Curse of Don Scarducci. How does he have time for all this? I mean, he's got like 7 kids. Jesus. The Boss Baby does the voice. Cookies are for closers. I get it. Julie's Green Room, another TV show. Nightcap. Making America Great the First Time. George Washington. Shorty Did. Baby Bosses and Tim's Treasure Hunt Through Time. More voiceover work, why not? Saturday Night Live, Weekend Update, Summer Edition. He played Donald Trump. Awesome. An Imperfect Murder. I did not see that one. Thomas and Friends, Thomas Holiday Collection. I called it before about Christmas, so there you go. American Experience, TV series documentary. The Public. I did not see this movie, but it's got a good little cast in there. Emilio Estevez. Emilio! And then, of course, killing it on Saturday Night Live. He's hosted a bunch of times. He's done Donald Trump a bunch of times. I don't know. It's almost like his second home, What Steve Martin is to Saturday Night Live is basically the same thing to Alec Baldwin. Chick Fight. Did not see this one. 4.6 out of 10. The Boss Baby Family Business. That's it. Just, voiceover work, guys. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. Dr. Death, TV series. Got a pretty good little rating. I saw the first episode. I thought it was okay. I mean, I don't know, maybe, again, I was in a mood maybe that day. Who knows? But I don't know. It's getting a good rating, so I don't know. What do I know? But a good little cast of people. You got Joshua Jackson, fellow Canadian. All right. Christian Slater. He's always cool. I mean, look, he was in True Romance. Okay, whatever Christian Slater does after that, he's got my blessing. The guy's awesome. So yeah, if you want, check it out. Then he's got a bunch of stuff in production here. Supercell. Zane Rogers. I mean, this guy does not slow down. I mean, again, 7 kids, guys. I mean, 2 of them are pretty much full grown, but if the other ones, it looks like it's I don't know, ages, I don't know, 0 to 10. I mean, I don't know how he does it. A teenage boy runs away to follow his father's footsteps. Legendary storm chaser Bill Brody. All right, so Steve Ulrich. Oh, jeez, I haven't heard that name in a while. And hey, another name I haven't heard in a while. I'm not dissing these people. I'm just saying I've not seen these people in a long time in movies. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so that'll come out sometime soon. Untitled Alec Baldwin Kelsey Grammer Project TV series. Oh, okay. Well, we're all in for, I don't know, another Frasier. I don't know. Like, I heard it was going to happen, but then, I don't know. Of course, the pandemic, I mean, who knows? That probably slowed shit down again, but who knows? This one says, follows 3 men who were roommates in their 20s until their wearing egos drove them apart. Well, it happens, man. It happens. One thing I can absolutely recommend to anybody is do not move in with your best friend. Okay, that basically ruins the friendship. And then I had a girl tell me that years later, and I was like, I don't know, where the fuck were you 5 years before that? But anyways, it's true. Yeah, so that sounds interesting. The Father, also in pre-production, follows the struggle of middle-class Hong Kong immigrant John Chung, making the best of his family new American life while working as a modest fish broker in the city's infamous Docklands. All right. Okay, they got Donnie Yen, who, Mr. LP Man. Or IP Man. No, it's IP Man. Yeah, it's a capital. I don't know. I always get confused. Sometimes you see the... Anyways. IP Man. He's made 4 of these movies. Classic kung fu shit. I love it. It's awesome. He's actually going to be the next bad guy in John Wick 4, I think. So, I look forward to that as well. And, let's see what happens there. Then we got Blue Before Blood, also in pre-production. Again, 7 kids. I mean, I'm just saying, it's, oh, jeez. A cop thriller set against the backdrop of a divided NYPD. All right, all they got here is Alec Baldwin here, no one else. Director, writer Wayne Kramer. Okay, so he directed The Cooler, Running Scared, which, I don't know, maybe I'm going to get some shit for saying this, but I think this is Paul Walker's only good movie. Starts off a little slow, but then, at the end there, middle, it's pretty good. Mine Hunters, he wrote that. Crossing Over, directed that. Not bad. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen here. See what's going to happen next. And, the last thing he's worked on is the movie Rust, where he plays Harlan Rust. Obviously, guys, you know that this is the movie where the incident happened, where he accidentally shot off a real gun and killed Helena Hutchins, who was one of the cinematographers, and injured after the bullet went through her. It hit the director Joel Souza. Seen a couple days later in a cast. And I mean, honestly, like when this first happened, and I wasn't the first one to think of this, you think of Brandon Lee, who was Bruce Lee's kid, and he, got killed during the making of The Crow. And yeah, like even back then, guys, you're like, how the fuck does this happen? I mean, how, like this is, like shit like this should never happen, Man. He says here it's a Western, and it says here a 13-year-old boy left to fend for himself and his younger brother follow their parents' deaths in 1880s Kansas goes on the run with his long estranged grandfather after he's sentenced to hang for the accidental killing of a local rancher. Oh shit. Okay, well, damn. Wow. Yeah, guys. Wow, this is this sucks. It really does. Again, guys, you really wonder, like how does this happen in this day and age? Like how does something like this happen? When you're on set, there's such a long process for this. It's got to go through a lot of people. Long story short, I worked on a set one time, and I remember the person like handed me the gun, and you could tell it was like a kind of a fake gun, whatever. I mean, like, what do I know? I'm Canadian, and like I remember you could tell she told the speech like so many times. She goes, I'm just paraphrasing, but she said, it's not a real gun. Please don't point at anybody. It's not a toy. Thank you. And she just walked away. But again, I'm just trying to say that, like, like this process is so, obviously you gotta know if it's a real fucking gun. Like how does this happen, guys? I mean, and girls, sorry. It says here, production was halted on October 21st, 2021 after a gun that was handed to Alec Baldwin and was discharged while in his hand caused the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins and a serious injury to director Joel Souza. Before that incident, 6 union workers walked off the set due to the safety concerns and in protest of the working conditions, after which they were replaced by non-union workers. Several days prior, another firearm incident occurred and a firearm safety complaint was made. Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to like non-union workers or nothing like that, but I mean, guys, when you're doing a major movie, you gotta, I mean, do I gotta say it? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. Yeah, that's, shit. That should have been a big red flag right there, guys. Even Alec Baldwin said it was 1 in a trillion, this shooting. I mean, yeah, I feel bad for him and his family and Hutchison's family as well. I mean, this is just horrible, guys. Absolutely horrible. I mean, something like this should never, ever happen. Ever. So as of November 2nd, 2021, we're all just still waiting for a lot more information. The authorities did confirm that the actor's gun fired a live lead bullet. So it was an actual bullet. Why were they using a real gun anyway? I mean, that's something that's definitely got to be, investigated, obviously. But and then Alec Baldwin here broke his silence. He's just saying, look, I've been told by the sheriff I can't say anything. Obviously, You know, it's an ongoing investigation. You can't say anything while it's going on. The assistant director here also is admitting, yeah, there was something wrong. Yeah, no shit, buddy. Again, I don't know how it gets to this point because, again, like I said before, it's got to go through so many people, you know. So I don't know. It really does make you wonder, like, what the fuck happened here. But I'll tell you one thing I don't like is when they're showing him on the news here, just explaining, he can't talk about it, whatever. His wife comes in, defending him like a good wife does, and now they're trying to put like a spin on it, saying like, oh, he was like rude to her and pushed her on the side, like after all this shit this guy's been through, like you're really gonna put like the spin on it like that, really, like he just doesn't want his wife to get involved, in the sense where like he's been doing this for so long, like actors get misquoted all the time, so he doesn't want the same thing to happen to his wife. So that's why he's telling her, look, I got this. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't want her to get in trouble. Okay, but I'm sure there's people out there that are gonna spin it and try to make him a bad guy, or a sexist or whatever. So fucking shame on you. Okay, I just want to say that. And it absolutely sucks, that he's got to go through something like this. And the Hutchison family, he even said that they got she was married, he's got a 9-year-old, man. I mean, there's no fucking winners in this, guys. This again, like something like this should never happen, ever. And it really sucks that it did. Helena here, I was just looking up a little bit about her. She was born in 1979 in Ukraine. I'll say this, man, like Ukraine's men or women, you guys are some tough motherfuckers, man. I've met a couple of you guys and girls, and you guys are really tough. No bullshit. She's got 30 credits to her name. And considering that she only started in 2012, I mean, that's pretty good, guys. It sucks. It's like you go to a movie set, you want to go there, do your job. It gets boring at times, obviously you got a lot of downtime, but you go there, you do the best you can, to entertain the people out there. And, a lot of times, we go to the movies and we just see the actors and, there's so many other people that are involved in this, and, she was one of them, and it just, it's really sad that something like this happens. It really is, and you just think to yourself, like, okay, so like what's going to happen now? I mean, something, we said this years ago with Brandon Lee, but I mean, again, like what, almost like 30 years later or something, like it happens again. So I don't know, and Joel Souza here, I mean, he was lucky, he just got shot in the arm. So, I don't know. It's going to be curious to see what kind of action they take here, but I did this podcast because, like, to be honest with you, even like before this happened, I really wanted to do one on Alec Baldwin because he's a good dude. He's had his run-ins, whatever here and there, but who hasn't? You know what I mean? So it just sucks that he has to carry this with him, for the rest of his life, and he will, because like you can tell a guy like this like really cares about acting. He's not only just doing the movie thing, he's doing the stage thing, and I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll take a lot of time off. Maybe he'll never act again. I don't know. I mean, I hope not. I think the best thing for him to do is just take some time off, obviously, and just find out what's going to happen next. And let's all find out what's going to happen in this investigation here, because I mean, this can never happen again, guys. I mean, it looks, and again, he's got a like live with that, and I hope he doesn't. I hope like he knows that, it's not his fault. And he's even said that, better, care of, you know, gun handling on set. It's got to be updated for sure. You even said like you've got to use plastic guns or whatever. I mean, I just hope he, I honestly, man, like he seems like a good guy. Definitely a guy that wears his heart on his sleeve for sure. And I just hope he knows that it's not his fault. It's something that will just take time. So again, we'll just have to wait and see what really happened. How the hell did a prop gun get loaded with a real bullet on a movie set? And I'd just like to say rest in peace to Helena Hutchins, and condolences to her family. And I just want to say to Alec Baldwin, you're a good dude, man. Like, don't, I know this is going to take a long time, to process this. And, just remember you got a good family behind you to support you. And stay strong, man. And all the best to you, honestly. I don't let this, bring you down. I know it's going to be tough for a little bit, but stay strong. Remember, you are Alec Baldwin.